How's it going, football fans around the world, and welcome back to my channel. So, you guys read the title, and yeah, although I was hoping it wouldn't get to this, but look, it has, and I just thought we have to talk about this. And what am I referring to is Manchester United. Man, I hate saying them. Look, I'm a City fan, as you can see, as you've probably seen before if you watch my channel. You know I'm a City fan, so yes, I despise Man United. But even me, myself, I have to admit, they've been looking good recently. And because of recent results, because of the form they've been in since the World Cup, it brings me to this question. Are Manchester United in a title race? Is this a three-horse race? Now, I know you guys are probably thinking to yourself, yo, don't feed into the Manchester United delusion because we know it's all there. But look, I just want to have a conversation about it, right? This is not me saying that I think Man United are in a title race. This is just me bringing up the conversation, shining some light to this Manchester United team because you know what? Honestly, they've deserved it. They really, really have. They've been in tremendous form since the World Cup. They have a player who's playing his nuts off. Like, they deserve some credit, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm just here to have a conversation. That is all I'm here for. So let's get to it. So, Manchester United. If we look at the table, if we look at the standings, Arsenal are in first place with 54 points and a game in hand on both City and Man United. As for Manchester City, they have 52 points, and then as for Man United, they have 49 points. So, between Arsenal and Man United, they are only 5 points off the top. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, well, if Arsenal win that game in hand, then they're now 8 points off the top. But as we know in this season, that's a big if. The Premier League is super hard this season, right? There is no easy 3 points with anybody. I wouldn't be going against Southampton thinking that we would get it 3 easy points. Now, I may just be saying that because they waxed my team last time we played against them, but that's just how strong the Premier League is this season. Like, everybody has talent, they have quality, and they have a good case for themselves in every game. Just go ahead and say that Arsenal are 8 points off Man United. That could possibly be far from the truth. And not only that, Arsenal and Manchester City still have to face each other one more time. And it's at the Etihad, so that could be in favor for Manchester City. And if Manchester City get a result there, then we're looking at a 6-point cap between Man United and Arsenal. And that's only saying if things stay the way things are. Let's say things stay all the way up until that match, which I believe is in April, I believe. I don't know. I think it's like a month and a half out from now. So let's say things stay. Let's say that the gap stays 5 points between Man United and Arsenal. City are still 2 points behind them, and let's say they meet up at the Etihad, and Arsenal ended up earning themselves a draw there. If that were to happen, and Man United are to win that match week, Man United would only find themselves 3 points off the top. And from there on out, who knows what will happen from there. If things right now stay the way they are until that moment, which is a big if, right? There's been so many up and downs between every single team this season. There's been so many twists and turns. I doubt it does, but let's just say they do. And Man United are going to find themselves in a title race because once that pressure starts to hit all 3 teams, who knows what is going to happen? Who knows how teams are going to respond? Many things can happen, bad calls, luck, whatever it is. You never know what could happen from there on out in the last 5 matches of the season, right? Like, things can get very, very hectic. So that's just one of the reasons why Manchester United have somewhat of a case in this title race. Not only that, but another thing I would like to bring your attention to, and another reason that makes me believe they have a chance, because that's all this really is, right? Because if you're going to talk about your football knowledge and you bring your football knowledge to this, you'd be thinking, Augie, that's nonsense. Man United don't have a chance. They can't stay consistent enough. They'll drop too many points. They're already 5, potentially 8 points off the top. they won't be able to make up the ground. And I would agree with you, but to say they don't have an outside chance, I think you would be lying to yourself. I would definitely be lying to myself. And then another thing, who says Man United can't go on a run? Because they're already on a run. If we are to look at recent form since the World Cup, I got these numbers since the World Cup. Man United have been the best team in the Premier League since the World Cup. They've gotten the most points and they're in the best in form. So let me read you the numbers. So in all competitions for Manchester United have won 13, drawn 3, and lost once. Man United have only lost once since the World Cup. That to me, that's terrific form. You can't really ask for much better. And that one loss they had was that 3-2 match versus Arsenal at the Emirates. So you can't really blame them there, right? They were playing the best team in form and they just happened to lose 3-2 to them. So I hate talking well and good about Manchester United. I really, really do. But I like to be neutral on this channel. And, you know, we just have to have, in a footballing perspective, we have to have this conversation. So, yes, in the Premier League, they have won 6, drawn 2, lost 1. Now, let me read you Manchester City, the team that is just directly above them by 3 points. Manchester City in all competitions have won 9, drawn 2, lost 3. In the Premier League, Manchester City have won 6, drawn 2, and lost 2. So that is Manchester City's form. The team that we thought just last week was in favor to win this Premier League after beating Arsenal 3-1 at the Emirates. So Man United, since the World Cup, have had better form. A team that they're only behind 3 points have been on better form than Manchester City since the World Cup, a team who we thought was going to go out and win the Premier League after beating Arsenal. Just saying. And then as for Arsenal, in all competitions, Arsenal have won 6, drawn 2, lost 3. In the Premier League, they have won 5, drawn 2, lost 2. So not only that, but Man United have had a more crowded schedule. They've had more games since they've stayed in other competitions like the Carabao Cup, which they play the final versus Newcastle. So that is why you see them having 2 games more than Manchester City. And then as for Arsenal aren't in any of those competitions, so they've only been basically just been playing the league. And so yeah, so they've had more games than every single team and yet have still found themselves in better form than both of them. So that could be yet looked at as another reason as to why Manchester United could potentially be in this title race. But you know what was the main reason for me and was the main reason in my head that I thought to myself, yo, Manchester United, as of right now, are in it. And that reason is that in February, I still go into match weeks hoping that Man United drop points, hoping that someone beats this Man United. And you know what that tells me in my head? In my head, that tells me I still find Manchester United as a threat. Look, typically by, I believe the Premier League starts in August. So typically by a month or 2, I could care less what happens to Manchester United because they're so far down the table or they're so irrelevant in terms of the title race. I don't care what they do. I know they aren't going to get it together. I know for them, the best thing that they're hoping for is a top 4 if they even get that, or just European football in general. Like by a month or 2 in the season, there is no need to be worried about Manchester United. The only thing I have to worry about with Manchester United is hoping that we beat them in the Manchester Derby, and then that's it. And then I'm done with them. After that, anything is just a plus. It's just the cherry on the top. We get to laugh at them more. Yay, ha ha ha. But in this season, it is now in February. We are now 4-5 games past the half mark, and I am still going into match weeks hoping that Man United lose. And like I said, what that tells me in my head, I still find them a threat. Now, realistically, like I mentioned earlier before, Do I honestly believe that Man United can go on and win the title? No, I don't. I just don't. They have the facilities for that. Now, as for next season, that's a different conversation, but they are creating a real good case for themselves for next season. But in this season in particular, no, I don't see them winning the Premier League. But like I said, I would be lying to you if I were to tell you guys I don't think they have somewhat of a chance, at least an outside chance. It's small, but there's a chance. And the reason being is because of those 3 reasons I told you. It's because the addict-wise in the table, they aren't that far off. Not only that, but since the reset, since the World Cup, they've been the best team in the Premier League. And then that third reason, that main reason for me, in my head, I still find them somewhat of a threat. Are they going to go do it? No. Chances are they will not do it. A lot has to happen. But like I also said before, let's say things stay. And then Arsenal and Manchester City end up both dropping points at that match at the Etihad. And then they're just right there. Let's now talk about Manchester City and Arsenal a bit. Like I said, I don't think Man United can go win the Premier League because main reason is Arsenal. You know, that last game performance versus Villa, they responded like champions. They showed us that they are not just a team for a future. They are a team for the here and now. They're not going to give up. They're not going to let Manchester City break them down or get in their heads or let the pressure get to them. They're going to go out and they're going to win it. That's what we've seen Wednesday. We know more things can happen. We know more twists and turns are going to come. But I still expect this Arsenal side, from what I've seen so far, I still expect Arsenal to go out and win it. So no, I don't think Manchester United are going to win the league. But I can definitely see them finishing second. And I can definitely see them putting at least some pressure on both Manchester City and Arsenal towards the end if things stay the way they are by the time Manchester City and Arsenal play each other. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on this game. My predictions from here on out. I'm sure I'll make more predictions in future videos when more twists and turns happens. But at this moment, I believe that Arsenal are still the favorites to go out and win the league. They are still my favorites. I'm hoping and praying that Manchester City can still finish above Manchester United. So I'm going to go with Manchester City second. And then just right behind Manchester City, of course, it's Man United. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Please let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this Man United side. I would love to hear just from anybody. So anybody, feel free to comment. But I would really love to hear how both Arsenal and Manchester City, without the bias, feel about this Manchester United side. Because I hate Man United just as much as the next Manchester City fan. But even I have to admit, they're concerning me a bit. They're looking pretty good. So yeah, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. But yeah, other than that, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.